What's up, everyone? Matt Father here with another backyard baseball video. I usually say exciting, but I'm not sure they've really been that exciting lately. But I'm going to try to turn things around here in game number 4. I don't actually know the result of my game number 3 yet, so I'm playing this one a little early. I have some busy weeks ahead, so I'm trying to stay ahead of the game as much as possible. Really had time for any practice either, which may be a mistake with how the season's going so far. Really getting carried by Jane doing her best, but Mark only batting 333 so far. It's not quite what we're looking for. I think I'm going to shake up the batting order a little bit, but we've got a matchup at the Rockies this week. They've got a pretty cool team, actually themed around real-life Rockies players. Really respect that decision. So they've got Jeremy Burnett in left field, Ken Griffey in center, Larry Walker in right field, Jason Giambi at first base, Barry Larkin over at third base, Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate, Jose Meisenheimer, former Oriole, on the mound, Stephanie Morgan at shortstop, and PJ Sharif at second base. Yeah, just honestly pretty solid team overall, despite their committing to this concept and needing to take a few players maybe a bit earlier than they could have otherwise gone, but did a solid job putting a complete team together to finish this thing up. So we are at Tin Can Alley, which I usually like, and we do have some pretty big bats on this team. My biggest thing that I've been thinking of is to try to get these bats more at-bats, which makes sense anyways, but especially in this situation. I already kind of forgot the order I was really going for here. I like Nancy having as few kind of at-bats as possible. I don't really like getting Uma and Mark kind of stuck on the bases together. But one of Jessica, Barbara, or Nancy should be able to hit the wall and get some of that slowness off the base paths. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is correct or not. At Tin Can, I feel better about Cindy in left field and just leave Jane in center. Could put Uma at second, but I think this is okay for my defense. I'm going to think about my offense for a second here. I like Kathy leading off. I like Jane batting second. Maybe this game is just keep it pretty normal, other than I kind of just want this group of speed together at the bottom is the biggest thing I was going for. So let's do like that. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty okay with that. All of, really Kathy too, but especially all of batters 2 through 7 should be able to reach the wall. Wing and Cindy are just going to try to hit it a little bit out of the way of their fielders and sprint to the bases. And we might get 2 of those 3 on, maybe all 3 of the speedsters will get on, and then we'll have a bunch of power bats all in a row again. Does that make the most sense? Could be wings. It could still be whatever. We're trying this. We've been messing around with a lot of stuff this season, and none of it's working very well. I think it's just the hitting more than anything, but trying to make some changes up in this lineup as well. Kathy, as long as we can keep it away from Barry shouldn't have too hard of a time reaching base on a good ground ball with her speed. Boosted for being on concrete as well. And she is able to beat out a throw from Meisenheimer to start the game off with a single. Love to see that. Swinging power with Jane Davis here. Not really interested in stealing on Pudge. Oh, nice hook from Jose that just gets called a strike at the very bottom of the strike zone. Obviously, nothing we really wanted to be swinging at. Jane goes on to foul off the second pitch. So it goes to 0-2 in the count. I'm going to switch to line drive and just make sure we make contact. She makes solid but not spectacular contact. And it goes right to Larry Walker out in right field. First out of the inning, unfortunately. I think even Barbara's going to be trying power right now. I was tempted by that hook. Looked like it could stay on the outside corner, but correctly determined that it was going too far outside. Barbara hits that one well. Looks like it's going to get up on the trailer, and it does. Looks like it's not going to stay up. Correct. But nobody's going to field it. Ken does get over there. I think I can still get Barbara home. Yep. So, inside the park, I guess. Home run from Barbara. Take that. Nice swing from her, and clears the bases with Mark McGuire up next. But alright, maybe I'm going to regret this this decision, as Mark gets all that one out towards left field, so it does stay in the park. I don't think we're going to be able to get to second base. So this lineup distribution may end up costing us, but we'll see what Jessica can do with Mark standing on first base. She can hit it poorly. It was caught by Giambi in the infield, and Mark is able to at least get back to first since nobody was really covering there. And continued struggle for Jessica there, as Uma, I think if I had stayed closed, might have been able to crush that one, but fouls it off behind home plate instead. Hits that one hard down the left field line, and it is a fair ball. Mark is able to trot into second safely, so did her job there, continuing to reach base. So we wanted a bit more of a power approach to her there. And Nancy up as kind of the last of our good hitters here. Takes first pitch high for ball one. Definitely tough swinging power with Nancy with her one contact rating, but we do need her to put something together here with who our next batters are. But it looks like Jose wants to walk her, which is only good if the next batters can also walk. I think that one was a strike. I was trying to get a good hack at it, so we could try to bring these runners home, but foul that one off behind the plate. Full count, 2 outs. We can at least send the runners, I guess. Nancy fouls that one off as well. Still full count. Basically no reason not to send the runners. One of these pitches I will time correctly and put into play at least. Not that one though. Come on, Nancy. Some good pitches from Jose. I mean, you're wearing them out, I guess. That's pretty good. And we're going to draw a walk. Alright, well, not quite what we wanted there. I'm going to be sticking on line drive with Wing Quan here. Poor guy always comes up with runners on base, so he really never gets a fair shot at getting a real hit going. As long as he puts it into play or draws a walk, pretty much anything can happen. We're going to try to take as many pitches as we can. And everyone's safe. Good job, Wing. Way to put it into play, and we made something happen. Nobody really fielded it. Stephanie had the fall on it. Love to see that. And can Cindy do something similar to keep the inning alive? Hit that one really hard off boy foul, but hardest contact I've seen from Cindy in her entire life. Ooh, that one does catch the inside part of the plate. 2 strikes, we're going to switch to grounder, and hopefully that helps us make better contact, or more likely to make contact. Cindy does, in fact, make contact. And everyone's safe again! The Orioles are putting it together with some luck from our bad hitters. But we'll take that. Sorry for calling y'all bad hitters. You didn't deserve that. You have more RBIs this game than Mark McGuire or Jessica Wassersauce or Jane Davis, so you're my good hitters right now as we are at a 4-0 lead. Kathy pops that one up, unfortunately. Man, I should have gone grounder, I guess. Yes, I should have. Oh well, too late now. We'll keep that in mind, I think, for our next time up with Kathy. Grounder seemed to be working. We were taking advantage of this middle of the Rockies infield and put 4 runs on the board. We like to see that, of course. Could be more, but I was really proud of Wing and Cindy for putting the ball in play, and everyone else for running their hearts out and reaching their bases safely. Nice double play there. Barbara to Wing to Mark. Double plays don't do anything of importance for my team, but I like to clear the bases, so a nice hit from Griffey here doesn't cause too much damage, despite the difficulties of playing at Tin Can Alley occasionally. And seems to be struggling with these low, slow balls, but could always... Nope. I was about to say he could always get a hold of one, but he does not in that case. Pretty quick inning from Nancy there. So we're back up with our number 2 batter, Jane Davis. It's an aluminum power. I wish I could use this aluminum power with Cindy. Oh, that would be so much fun. Jane does not make good contact, but does make contact and gets a pretty easy single on a bouncer up the middle. Just good for her to reach base with Barbara up next, and just a bunch of good hitters all in a row. And Barbara makes contact, but a little pop-up right in front of Pudge, who comes out to make the catch. Unfortunately. Looking for more out of Barbara there. Mark hits that one hard on the ground and foul. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but may have been going too far outside. That pitch is, well, could have spelled trouble, but instead everyone reaches safely. A little bit of an error in the middle of that Tampa Bay Or, sorry, Rockies defense. Mistake. Similar colors to the Rays, but Mark gets a single. More luck than anything, but Jessica crushes that one out towards right center, though, which is much more like what we're looking for. We'll be okay with a ground rule double if it is called, but until then, we will continue to send our folks around the bases. Mark scores, Jessica scores, home run. Nice swing from her. I think that deserves to be a home run in that situation. And I can't get the play to stop as the ball continues to roll down the center field trailer. Looks like it might eventually come down. Oh, they do call it a double many seconds after I had already scored with everyone. Kind of weird how the alley handles some of those. Now we do have a switch of Jose and Pudge, which is good for my base stealers if I can get any of them on base, of course. Pudge throws a first pitch strike to Uma. He stands ready. That was a nasty pitch by Pudge. Didn't think it was going to be a strike, and if I had swung, would have been tough to make contact on. Nice job by Uma fouling that one off behind the plate. Stay in there at 0-2. Makes contact, but right at Barry Larkin, and Barry does, in fact, make the catch for out number 2. Bringing back up Nancy Chin, who walked her first time up. Got a good pitch to hit down the middle, but fouls it behind home plate. Sticking on power swing until we get to 2 strikes, like right now. Now we're just trying to put the ball into play, of course. And as we've seen so far, random stuff can happen once the ball is in play. A little bit off on the timing of those swings, I think. I say that every time. And that one was a little bit above the strike zone, but felt like I needed to swing at it. But Nancy strikes out, and we add 3 runs to our tally, and we'll be up with all those kind of fast runners to start the next inning. And hopefully my actual plan with them, the actual plan didn't work, but the backup plan worked the first time through. Hopefully the actual plan will work this second time through. There, he hits the ball hard towards shortstop. Barbara gets in the way of it, but falls over in the process, and by the time she's up, it takes too long to make the throw to first with Clary's at least reasonable speed, and so he is on with a single. Still didn't do a great job of throwing out the runner there, and I struggle with throwing from home to second on steal attempts, but did enough there to get Larry at second since we're on concrete and he could not slide. I think with the slide he would have been safe, but that's how it goes at Tin Can Alley. As Burnett, I believe, yeah, Burnett was up and is down on strikes. Bringing up Jason Giambi here with 2 outs in the inning now. Rockies have had a couple base runners, but they've been erased with a double play and with a runner thrown out on a steal attempt. That one bounces off Barbara again, and Kathy falls to the ground, actually picking the ball up as well, but she still has time to throw the slow Jason Giambi out at first base. So, no damage done by the Rockies, have faced the minimum number of batters. And easy single for Wing there on that ground ball swing where nobody successfully stayed covering first, and I think even if Giambi had stayed on first, Wing would have been safe. And I think we can steal, but if we get a good pitch to hit with Cindy here, we just will. Yeah, let's make that. And everyone's safe. Pudge made a good play on that one, and actually could have had Wing with a successful catch from PJ, but it was close anyway. So if I had been sprinting, definitely would have been fine. But yeah, no incentive to swing at power-ups with this team, and also that one ended up being a ball just below the strike zone. So kind of nice to just wear out Pudge on the mound a little bit. Kathy goes to 1-1 count. Really hoping she can get a hit here. Hit that one hard, but foul. I don't even know if it would have squeaked by Barry. It could have ended up being just a double play if it had been fielded well. But it was foul, so it didn't matter. And we're up to a 2-2 count for Kathy. Fouls one off to stay alive there. And that one does catch the bottom part of the strike zone. Unfortunately, Kathy goes down on strikes. I think with Barry covering, I'm not going to try to steal third. He should have a good enough arm to make that throw. Maybe it's worth trying, but I'd rather just do something like that with Jane. Nice hit out to center field. Looks like it's going to bounce around enough that it will not stay on the trailer. And it does not bounce up onto the second set of trailers, but the throw in from Griffey was offline for actually stopping any of my base runners, and Jane picks up a tin can alley home run. That one might have just been a home run at most parks, though. I think I'm going to try a line drive swing with Barbara here. It's that one closer to Larkin than we would have liked, but it bounces off him, and I had started somewhat sprinting, but could tell once it bounced off Barry that she was going to make it before Stephanie could make a throw over. So we'll have a runner on first for Mark McGuire. Mark hits another ground ball. It's going to be a single thanks to the way the Rockies played that, but not quite what we've been looking for from him. It'll look better on his stat line, I guess, but really need some big swings. Yeah, about like that. Jessica seems to have found her stroke in this one. And that one didn't stay up in the air as long as I wanted it to. Mark's going to get thrown out at third. I couldn't really do anything about it. We did bring Barbara in on that double from Jessica. Of course, she is on base safely at second. Just screwed up sending Mark, unfortunately. So 2 outs in the inning, and we've scored 4 so far. The Rockies are leaving Pudge on the mound so far. Zuma now has 2 strikes on her after a crazy ball that I chose not to swing at. I was really hoping that was going to go out of play, but it did go far enough that Slow Jose could not get to it. The Uma does stay alive. That line does go just outside for the first ball of the at-bat. Makes good contact out towards Larry. He did not make the catch, but did make a good throw into Giambi. So we'll have Nancy leading off, and then our group of fast batters once again, trying to set themselves up for the power hitters. Stephanie at the plate. It's a little dribbler that Jessica fields well and guns to first. For out number 1. Bringing up Pudge for his first at-bat. It's a line drive up the middle that is caught by Barbara. You know, sometimes these bozos make much better plays on well-hit balls than they do on these dinky little ground balls. Yeah, like that's probably going to bounce off her. It does. But with Jose running, we do barely get him at first base, even with Mark being dragged off the bag. So we've allowed 2 base runners, but still only faced the minimum number of batters so far. Nancy hits a hard ground ball foul, of course, with that power swing that we were going for. Does that get far enough? I think so, with the way that Burnitz is running. And he actually probably would have had her at second if he had thrown it there, but we'll take that double from Nancy. He's happy to see that. With Wing Quan up here, we're actually going to go with a closed stance and try to poke it towards third. Don't expect to throw. And there wasn't one. I think he might have just been safe anyways, though. So 2 runners on, and Cindy Shang now at the plate. He's gone 2 for 2 today. Yeah, nice play by Giambi there to cut off the lead runner at third. And I tried to send Wing and Nancy on like a hit and run, but alas. Kathy looks at that one high for ball 1 from Pudge. Went for a hit and run, ended up turning the runners around, so no more stealing attempts there. That's Kathy whiffed at one. Kind of below the strike zone. Oh, man, I do not want to strike out with Kathy again, but Pudge is picking at the corners, and Kathy's eye is not very good. Does make contact there to stay in the at-bat. 1 and 2 the count. 1 out in the inning. That one's got to be low. Okay, good. Quick water break. So 2 and 2 the count here. Kathy does make contact. And with that ball bouncing off of Stephanie, everyone reaches safely. Bases loaded for Jane Davis. That's what we're trying to set up here. And we have Pudge going out to center field. Kind of a good place for him. Ken Griffey on the mound. Interesting choice, though. Oh yeah, Jane gets all that one. Does not leave the confines. Oh, we actually would have made it with where that ball ended up going, but it's alright. We do get a 2 RBI single, ultimately, from Jane there. I think I'm going to send Kathy, attempt to steal third. Yeah. Got that. Let's see where this pitch from Ken comes in to Barbara, but we're probably going to go ahead and steal second, too. It is a strike, but just not really what I want to swing at. Two strikes on Barbara is not great, but that pitch from Ken does miss low, thankfully. So 1 and 2 the count. Runners on second and third. 1 out in the inning. Barbara fouls that one off to stay alive. Might have been below the strike zone. I'm just having trouble with reading that. I think that one is. Oof, just barely. It's one of those that You get called a strike sometimes, but we'll take it to go to 2-2. Barbara makes pretty good contact, and it is going to get down for a single, and we're able to get Kathy in for another run. So Jane at second, Barbara at first, Mark McGuire at the plate, still one out in the inning. So Ken Griffey Jr. on the mound. That might have been what I've been needing to swing at with Mark, but take that one for strike one. Foul that pitch back for strike two. Mark's in the hole here. 3 singles so far today. Mostly on not particularly good contact, unfortunately. But does have his batting average up to 500, so whatever. Dialing off a bunch of pitches, waiting for the one he really wants. I think that was it. It looks like it's at least going to hit the side of the trailer. Oh, it does bounce up. Weird. Just barely poked that one high enough. And it's going to bounce around a bit, go over to the other set of... I don't even know what those are out there. Okay, it does get called back before I can get Mark all the way around, I think. It took me a little bit. I was kind of watching the ball, honestly. It took me a little bit to actually start sending him. So maybe if I had been really keeping up, he could have made it home with a little sprinting too. But it's always hard to tell when they're going to actually call anything too. So whatever. Jason Giambi is on to pitch now for the Rockies. And that puts Ken over to first. That's pretty fine for them. So other than kind of Jose going behind the plate, most of these defensive switches have been okay for the Rockies, but we are putting up a pretty good score, but they could also be doing so. As Jessica goes down on strikes, unfortunately, to that hook from Jason. 3 pitches that were all pretty tough to read or to decide to make an effort to swing at. It's alright. We've got Uma up next, who has lowered her batting average so far today. And takes the first pitch for a ball. Crushes that ball, but foul. So 1-1. 2 outs in the inning, and Mark McGuire on second base currently. And fouls off another one. We're going to switch to line drive and just try to make good contact. Not on that pitch though, as it goes well below the strike zone for ball number 2. And that goes the other way with that one. It's fielded by Larry, but not in time, and he guns that one over PJ's head at second base, but just to that wall over next to third base, and the ball does not go out of play or anything. And we have 2 slow runners on for Nancy Chin here. Nancy's 1 for 2 with a double, and also walked in this game. Nice pitch right down the middle from Jason. I wish I would have made better contact there, but just fouled it off. So he takes ball number 2, so 2-1 is the count. That one sure looked like it was going to be a strike at least, and Nancy fouls it back to go to 2-2. Nancy makes contact there, but I don't think we're going to be able to get everyone safely, so we go up to 5 runs that inning, continue our average of 4 per inning. And come to the bottom of the fourth here, facing Barry Larkin. Makes nice contact out towards left field that is going to get off the wall for a single. PJ Sharif follows him. One of my cats is here to say hi. I just want to keep the ball low. Make a throw, Jessica. She did eventually. The ball sails over Kathy's head, but she's so fast that she gets there in time to tag Barry out at third. Well, not exactly how I was trying to get the out, but we'll take it, I guess. And PJ whiffs at a pitch that looks like it actually went below the strike zone. Nancy gets strikeout number 3 of the day. And gets to face Ken Griffey once again with nobody on, which we are thankful for. And that one looked higher than I wanted it to be. Ken just lays down a bunt, though. And Kathy fires across the diamond to Mark McGuire, and we get out number 3. This murderer's row of speedsters is up once again. Wing Kwan starting things off here in the top of the 5th. And Wing actually going to get out. Nicely fielded by Giambi, and nice discipline from Griffey to stay on first base. And that's causing me to reevaluate my tactic for Cindy here, and I'm going to try to put it towards third base, but Giambi is not really giving me that kind of pitch to hit here, as Cindy goes down to 0-2 in the count. And that was the kind of pitch we were looking for, but Cindy fouls this one back. Count remains 0-2. And she just has to make contact. And thankfully Griffey was drawn off the bag by Cindy's weak bat, and she's able to reach safely as Jason tried to make a throw over to Griffey, but he was still a little ways away from the bag, and it bounced off his head on the throw. Kathy's going to take that pitch for ball 1, and Cindy is going to mosey on over to second base with a pretty easy steal. Should free things up for Kathy to just try to pull the ball towards the left side somewhere and reach safely as well. And that's exactly what happened. So, not perfect execution, but we do get 2 runners on and 1 out of those 3. Setting things up for Miss Jane Davis, who clobbers it out towards center and is not going to get up on a trailer or anything, so that's actually just a single, and no runs will score on the play. Brings up Barbara Jones, bases loaded, and 1 out. The pitch was a strike, but not really what I'm looking to swing at, so I just took it. Barbara pops that one up into the infield, and it's going to be called an infield fly, as it should. And that leaves the bases loaded for Mr. Mark McGuire, who's had a couple lucky singles and a couple good for Tin Can Alley at least contact, where it bounced up onto a trailer and it's just too slow to come all the way around in most cases. But that's the pitch we wanted right there, but he just fouls it back, unfortunately, to go to 1-1 the count. And that's not the pitch we want, but it is going to be a strike. I'm trying to be patient, but being too patient can be rough with this team too. Mark does get a hold of that one, though. Looks like it's going to score everybody but him. Almost got thrown out at second from Larry Walker's throw, but showed no fear as he lumbered his way over there. Nice 3 RBIs from Mark there. That's the kind of swing we've been looking for from him. That's kind of missing in the last few games. Puts us up 19-0 here in the top of the 5th. And brings up Jessica with Mark still on second and 2 outs in the inning. She's at a 1-1 count right now. Let's go to 2-0 on another pitch inside. I was trying to switch to squared and then swing, but I instead just randomly swung, so go to 2-2 the count. Jessica does make contact, but it's just a weak pop-up towards PJ, who does make the catch. So, really blew the best pitch of the at-bat. That one I just unfortunately misclicked and whiffed at, but so it goes in backyard baseball sometimes. Slow ball catches the inside part, low part of the strike zone for strike 1 from Nancy to Larry Walker. Larry makes contact there, but easily fielded by Jessica right in front of the plate. Guns it to McGuire and gets the first out of the inning. I'll bring up Jeremy Burnitz here. Hits that one hard, but foul behind home plate for strike 1. It's that one in the air, but not very far, and right at Barbara at shortstop. She makes the catch for out number 2. Jason Giambi now at the plate. Watches that first low and inside slow ball go by for strike number 1. Fouls off second pitch for strike 2. And whiffs at the third for Nancy's 4th strikeout of the game. So I'll still face the minimum number of batters despite allowing a few hits there. I think they've even managed one successful steal, depending on how the game counts some of those things, but it's alright. Happy to be keeping the Rockies off the board here at TCA. Uma gets a nice pitch to hit on the outside part of the strike zone, but fouls it back for strike 1. Took the first pitch for ball 1. Fouls off that pitch. Pretty close to down the middle of the strike zone for strike 2 to go to 1-2. I think that one's low. Nope, it is a strike. Well, I was a little upset for deciding not to switch from power stance, but I wasn't swinging at that pitch anyways. Nice one from Giambi. No, it's just going to happen sometimes with this team. Tough pitch from Giambi there. I almost swung at. Thought it might catch the high and away part of the strike zone, but it did not. That one was a ball too. Huh. Oh well, go to 1-1 after swinging at that second pitch. That one is a no doubt ball, of course. Got Nancy at the plate. Can't remember if I actually said that or not. Nancy hits the ball hard, bounces off of Giambi. So not quite what we were looking for, but glad to see her reach base here. I think I send her to second and turn around depending on how things go. Yep, I just throw right to third. So, nice steal there for Nancy. Probably one of the few she'll have this season. We're going to have wing. Well, not on that pitch. Oh, good, it's caught the ball anyways. Try to have Wing poke the ball towards third base shortstop. Yeah, that's exactly what he does, and Barry just makes a covering throw over to second. And Wing reaches pretty easily there for our second base runner here. Now bring up Cindy Ching, who is 4 for 4 so far. Nancy cannot quite reach third successfully, unfortunately. But Cindy does technically get another hit. And we're going to put Kathy on line drive, I think, with this situation. She takes the first pitch low for ball number 1. And hits that one in the air towards left field. Actually, probably should have been caught, but Stephanie and Jeremy bumped into each other out there. And ultimately, we get a RBI double with Kathy, with a little bit of luck. Jason and Ken Griffey are actually switching again. So Ken is back on the mound. Jason's back over at his home of first base. Griffey immediately wears himself out with a fireball, but does stay in to pitch so far. Man, catches the inside corner with that pitch to Jane. Now Larry Walker on to pitch. So tired Griffey out in right field. Switching to grounder here with Jane, just to try to make contact with any strike. So that first pitch, Larry. This is inside anyways. First ball will be like that. Second pitch misses high. Jane hits that one hard on the ground. And it finds a hole in the middle of the Rockies' defense, and she picks up another RBI, another hit. Jane just gets things done whatever the situation is. I'm going to send her towards second, especially as we take that pitch from Larry, a fire ball that ended up being below the strike zone. I think grounder is just going to be our best bet with Barbara here. And yeah, pulled up basically what we wanted. A little single. Maybe could have got Kathy home if I had been ready for it and sprinting the whole way, but it's alright. I'm going to look for Mark McGuire here to make a contact as he comes up with 2 outs and bases loaded. That was a nice pitch to hit right down the middle, and he fouls it back. Unfortunate, but still got 2 more strikes to work with, and Larry's going to throw that one well above the strike zone to where I didn't have to make a decision basically for ball number 1. Mark crushes that one towards left field. And with nobody covering third, I can get Barbara over there. And that'll be where things stand. So just a single, but 2 RBIs. And we get the lead runner to third here for Miss Jessica Wassersauce. And Jessica's going to take that pitch. It is a strike, but we have enough time even to get Mark McGuire a steal here. 2 outs, 1 strike to Jessica. Runners on second and third. Jessica hits that ball hard, but it looks like it's going to get caught by PJ. So almost kept up with an average of 4 runs an inning, but still out on 23. Jessica was kind of the biggest problem in our offense this game, and she has a low batting average overall. Maybe should be swinging more line drive with her, but I think I've had a problem with those too. It's alright. So, well, honestly, overall, that obviously scored quite a few runs. That'll just happen at Tin Can Alley sometimes, but when we actually got it set up properly, that group of fast runners did what I wanted them to do for the most part. And got on base. And tried to set themselves up for the likes of Jane Davis and Mark McGuire. And not everyone came through all the time, and there were still some issues, but we looked pretty good in this game, and win or lose, happy to put up a score like this. As I'm just kind of talking through our bottom half of the sixth here. A couple quick outs from a strikeout of Stephanie, and a ground out of Pudge. Bring up guy who started it all on the mound for the Rockies, Jose Meisenheimer. Quickly goes to an 0-2 count, and it's Nancy's best crazy ball. They're pretty good at hitting crazy balls, I feel like. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna throw a crazy ball. And Jose takes it for strike three. Nancy averages a strikeout an inning in this one, and we come away with the 23-0 victory on our side. Thanks in no small part to the heroics of Cindy Chang with her 6 singles. Mark McGuire also was perfect at the plate, 6 for 6. Had some really bad contact in there where he probably should have gotten out, but we'll take that. Jane was making pretty good contact for the most part, doing what we expected. But yeah, a lot of it in this one was Wing and Cindy batting at the bottom of the lineup and setting the table for the top. And then we usually stalled out between Jessica, Uma, and Nancy, who were all a little bit off today. And some of them have been off overall, but we're raising those season batting averages for a lot of folks, and trying to make some things happen. The majority of our runs, of course, all were in this one game, but that's all right. We'll try to keep that momentum going as we face the Reds next week. Thanks for tuning in for this game number 4. A bit of a longer one, thanks to actually scoring some runs, but hopefully you enjoyed the content and got to see some exciting baseball there. All right, thanks for tuning in, everyone.